Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about fit. This is the first of the 3 videos in this fit series. And Michael Porter talks about how fit is a way of, how should I put it? It's a way of locking out competitors, right? And let me give an example. You can take even the most complicated piece of technology, like maybe a fancy car or a computer, and you could take it apart and you could figure out ways to replicate everything that was being done. Okay. But what might be hard for you to do is do it as efficiently as the person that actually made those particular parts. And you might not be able to copy things like a culture of innovation, right? So if you watch my video playlist on the means of the firm, we talk about culture, we talk about know-how. We talk about these kinds of things. There's a lot of magic that happens at certain companies. Let me give an example of Toyota, right? So if you want to tour any of Toyota's manufacturing plants in Japan, you can go, you can take pictures of everything, you can talk to anybody you want, you can take notes, whatever, right? Are they worried that you're going to copy anything? Yeah, I guess in theory you could copy everything Toyota's doing, but by the time you get there, they're already 5 years ahead of you because they have this culture or this structure that really emphasizes innovation. And culture is something that's very hard to replicate, right? You think about Google, the advertisements that you see, and you see all these brilliant engineers hanging out and doing stuff. There's this culture of innovation, and I think there was a movie called The Interns, and they talk about the googliness. That's something that you can't really take away and you can't really imitate it. That's another example of fit, and fit has been around for a long time. Even when you look at Frederick Taylor, he was talking about how he had trained a lot of the workers in the absolute best processes of shoveling coal into bins on railway cars, or I guess baskets that were sitting on railway cars. He taught them, you use this kind of shovel, you shovel like this, and all that kind of. He taught this guy everything. And another plant came to him and stole some of the workers away. They stole some of the workers away, and they said that when the workers went to this other company for the higher wages, they found they couldn't produce as much because they were overproducing. And the culture of the other workers was such that you don't work too hard because it makes everybody else look bad, and they threatened to beat them up if they work too hard. So yes, you can take away the workers, you can take away some of their knowledge, their know-how, but you can't necessarily take away that actual culture because it just doesn't work somewhere else. And that's the whole point of fit here. Okay. And so one example of fit is just simple consistency, right? And simple consistency means the activities just all kind of go down towards a common mission. So imagine, for example, that you're going to make automobiles. Well, it makes sense. You would hire like an automobile engineer. You'd hire a mechanical engineer to set up assembly lines. You'd be making tires. You'd be making windshields. You'd be making windshield wipers. You'd be making all the steps in the process designed to, at the end, fabricate a car. That's an example of fit. And what that kind of process looks like is you go from A to B, a bunch of parts, to a final car. That's simple consistency. Okay, that's an example of fit. And if I'm a computer company and I want to replicate that simple consistency, that's going to be hard because my own simple consistency of hiring computer software engineers, putting computers together, that trajectory looks very, very different. Okay, so again, going back to trade-offs, it would be hard to just re-gear my company towards this new kind of consistent product. I'm going to stick to making computers, they're going to stick to making automobiles. It's unlikely that I'm going to copy from them. By the same token, even 2 car companies are going to have very different processes from getting to point A to point B. So that's the simple consistency. In our next video, we're going to talk about reinforcing activities. As always, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, that's a like. Definitely punch that subscribe button. If you have any comments, place them down below. And a question for my YouTube audience. Do you have any examples of a company that uses simple consistency? I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you in the next video.